We are out here in Quartzsite, and I'm outside right now. The dogs are under the trailer because it is freaking hot out here. I think it's going to be 92, something like that, 91, 93. And so I'm just sitting out here outside, and I can't see too well on my phone. I was trying to edit, and the sun's just too bright to do that. So I was like, well, what can I do? Just sitting out here. I was watching YouTube videos, trying to do that. And I thought, let's do a live. Let's just see who shows up, and we can just kind of chit chat. I don't really have anything specific to talk about, except there was one big thing, like the biggest thing that's happened, like the most consequential thing that's happened since I've been here in Quartzsite just happened. And so we might get into that a little bit. I am going to kind of tease you on that a little bit. But we can get into that a little bit. Have you guys ever been to Quartzsite before? Let's see, let me show you. See, this is my camp. But look at back here. Can you hear the neighbor's generator? It's a little bit hard for me to see the screen, so I can't tell exactly what you can see, but there's a few rigs back there. And can you hear the generator? Leave me a comment right now if you can. Let me know if you can hear that generator. And let me know if you can hear me. Like, I'm just trying to make sure the audio sounds good. I got this mic on because it's a little bit windy, which I'm really, really grateful for. I cannot hear the generator. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, the good thing is the neighbor's generator is not too loud, you know. But the thing is, I've been here in this spot. Hey, thanks. It's JoJo for letting me know that you can hear me just fine. I'm really, really glad to hear that. No generator noise. Keith, what's up? You have to lean in every time so I can read your comments. But that's what I want to do today, right now, is just answer your comments, answer your questions if you have any. But we've been out here, and it's been so peaceful and quiet for at least 2, probably 3 weeks. But these people moved in. Let me show you again. And I don't know if it looks like they're close in video or not, but they moved too close. And it's nothing against them. I could tell they're kind of newbies. They got their awning out, which is something most people don't do in Quartzsite because the wind kicks up and it'll destroy your awning in a second. So I can tell they're kind of newish, at least maybe to this area or something. And really, you know, they're not like right next to me. How far away are they? I don't know, probably 100 feet. Yeah, 100, maybe 150 feet, something like that. So, you know, by like RV park standards, that's not close at all. We've got tons of room. But the way I'm used to camping, you guys have seen my videos, I'm rarely around anybody. And a lot of times I might see somebody's rig. Sometimes I don't see anybody's rig, but are you going to be moving north? Yeah. That's from, and I wish these comments would stay up longer. It's JoJo. A lot of times though, there's nobody around. And I've been spoiled the last few weeks here in this spot that I picked. It's a little bit hard to get into this little spot here. And I've had so much space to myself, just quiet, peace and quiet all the time, day or night. In fact, I'll get out of here in the middle of the night and walk around in my underwear to let Dodger go to the bathroom because he woke me up the last few nights. He's like, I want to go outside. So I get up and it's warm enough and I'm not wearing much. And I just come out here and in fact, in the daytime, you know, you might see a little bit of extra skin, but now that these neighbors moved in so close, it's like I don't have that same feeling. And I'm just being nitpicky. Like I said, you know, they're actually really pretty quiet. They do have one generator, but it's better than 2 generators, and it's not the loudest generator. It's not one of those construction generators, which those are the worst, man. When you're camping, there's a few things that like can kind of ruin your time, and In fact, one of those things happened last night. Oh man, I didn't dream about it. I'm surprised I didn't dream about it. But I'll tell you what, I've been very vigilant around here in camp. And with the dogs under the trailer, I've been extra vigilant. And I don't want to give anything away because I am going to make a video of it. I shot some video. It's a pretty good video. I'm looking over here because that's where it happened. I took some pretty good video of it, so I'm going to make a YouTube video. I did upload another segment which shows a lot of what happened on my Patreon. I just uploaded like a 3-minute video there real quick. So you can go check that out on our Patreon. And you don't have to be a member. I made that video free, so you don't have to pay the $5 a month donation to watch that video. There's a few videos on there you can watch for free. But the Patreon does help us, so if you want to sign up for $5, then great, that's great. But you don't have to. So go check out that video on our Patreon if you want to know what I'm talking about. Can you tell, like, I'm a little freaked out, a little scared? I'm looking for Echo right now. Echo, let me go grab Echo. Hey, Echo, come on. Come on, Echo, come here. He's just like laying in the sun. He's the craziest dog. Can we get you on camera? There, you guys can see him. He likes laying in the sun. I have him off of his lead right now, just because we're like right here in camp and I got a little bit of junk out that I was kind of working on. And so he's kind of getting tangled up because he keeps going under the trailer and then he wants to go back out in the sun. Whereas usually the whole time we've been here, he's always laying out in the sun. He never has been under the trailer except for the last couple days because it's been getting so warm. But he still, he goes out in the sun, he lays in the sun and he's cooking. He's just cooking. Then he'll get up and get halfway into the shade or all the way into the shade. You know, we're actually having a pretty good time out here. It's pretty chill. And when the heat is like this, you can't do much. At least I don't do much. I'm not running my air conditioner inside, so that helps kind of fill you in on like what we're dealing with here is like, it's hot in there. So if you go inside the trailer, it's hot. So you can't really do anything in there. In fact, last night, it was hot until 10 or 11 at night. It was hot, super hot. And I didn't want to, oh, Echo's bumping our table here. I didn't want to run the fan just because it's a little noisy. But I think today it's hotter, so I think I'll probably be running the fan later tonight. So you can't really do anything, like even stuff outside. It's like, oh, I could organize, I could maybe work on something, maybe fix something. I was thinking about doing a little bucket load of laundry, just some underwear and some socks, which I probably will do that later, but it doesn't take much effort and you'll work up a sweat. And I don't want to sweat right now. I took a little shower last night and I don't want to lose that kind of clean feeling. I'm trying to just relax, wait for the sun to go down, and then I'll putz around more here in camp. Who's seen our Patreon video that I uploaded last night? Our little sneak peek. It literally happened last night, a couple hours before sundown. And I shot some video to edit into a YouTube video coming up. And then I shot a little Patreon video. And I wonder if any of you guys have seen that. A lot of people did see it. It's the kind of thing, that freaks me out. Hey, okay, there's some people in there saying that they have seen it. Well, I'm with you on Too Close. They have the entire desert and they move right near you. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. Is like they could have camped anywhere. There's so much freaking room. And they just come in and I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of looks like they're looking at the spot next to me. But they're not going to camp there because there's tons of spots where they don't have to be next to some stranger. It's like I got dogs. They don't know if I have crazy dogs or if like I'm noisy or I'm a nudist or something like that. They have no idea. So your best bet is when you get to a place, if there's room, camp as far away from anybody as you can. You don't have to be, a mile away from people, but just, a football field or two away when there's space. And right now here in Quartzsite, there's quite a bit of space. There's a lot of space because it's so hot. People are leaving, and they're kind of leaving in droves. Every morning I can see people driving by on the main road, and it's like, oh yeah, they're leaving, they're heading out. And then now that it's hot, a lot less people are leaving during the hottest part of the day. And then every time I drive to the entrance, I'm like, holy cow, there's there's like so few people here now. It's like it keeps progressing, so there's less and less people. There's a lot of room. All right, you guys want to get into some question time? You guys got some nomadic life questions, Quartzsite questions? Let's see. I got to get close to the camera like this so I can read your comments. Here's one from Kathleen. Hi, I love your lives. Oh, well, that's nice, Kathleen. It's weird when I do the live streams because I like the idea of like, oh, this is a show. I got to keep it progressing, keep it active, kind of keep it interesting. Basically, that means I have to talk like nonstop. Because, I mean, what else am I going to do? I feel like as soon as I stop talking, people are going to stop watching the live. And then it's like, what am I even doing the live for if people aren't watching? So I feel like I just have to keep talking. It's a lot of fun, but also sometimes then I feel like, oh, I'm talking too much. So if I can integrate some of your guys' questions in here into the show, then that really helps me. Because then I know like I'm answering the questions or talking about things that you want to know about. So as Kathleen says, I love your lives. You are so kind. Well, you know, I mean, there's, you know me from my YouTube videos. I mean, I don't know. It's weird when you, I mean, my YouTube videos are real. You know, when I meet subscribers, and this happens, you know, when I meet YouTube creators that I'm fond of. I met Adam the Woo once. Have you guys ever seen Adam the Woo channel? I met him once, and it's like you meet someone that you see on YouTube all the time. You watch a lot of their videos, or maybe you watch all their videos, and you feel like you kind of know them. And it, you know, in a big way you do, because you're hanging out with them for, you know, 10 or 15 minutes a day sometimes. Like Adam the Woo, he uploads every day. But trust me, then when you meet somebody, it's, you know, it's a little bit different. The subscribers I've met, you know, there's some different subscribers out there too. You guys are a little bit, you're very different. So all of you subscribers, don't think that you're like, that you're the same. And that's something I need to remember as a creator. When I meet subscribers, you don't really know who you're meeting until you like kind of talk to them a little bit. And I've met some really cool people. And I like when you guys tell me like what you like about the channel, or like Kathleen's talking about the lives. She's telling me she likes the lives. I really enjoy watching your pups. They're wonderful. Well, I agree. Okay, I can't read your name code. I can't read that person's name. Well, I'm with you, too close. I mean, they have the entire desert. I can kind of crank up the brightness, but my phone's like, my phone doesn't want to get too hot. So it's making it hard to read. If you guys missed the beginning, what I was saying was, it's so hot out here. I'm kind of stuck outside. I'm kind of stuck just sitting here because if I move around, then I get too hot. The sand is, you know, the ground out here is too hot for Dodger. Echo seems to be fine with it, but it's too hot for Dodger. He walks out and goes to the bathroom, and then you can see him trotting back like he's like, hot, hot, hot. He's very uncomfortable. In the shade under the trailer, he's really fine. He's panting a little bit, but just barely. Echo's sitting out here in the sun, and he is panting like crazy. You can probably hear him on the mic. So, shoot, what does that person's name say? Vegas? If you were a beginner, would you start with a small RV? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's not a bad concept. I mean, the best thing to do is to go live out of your vehicle that you already have. If you have a van or a truck, station wagon, you know, something like that could work. I would do that. Just try to travel around a little bit for, you know, a few weeks, a couple weeks, figure out the kinds of equipment you need, and then you'll have plenty of time to imagine what you want your rig to be like. And then I'd say, yeah, get something small. There's a lot of people with fifth wheels out here, and that might be more necessary if you have two people living. There was a couple that was staying nearby me in a van, and they were really, really quiet, but I did hear them get into a couple arguments. And I mean, just, you know, it's a small van. It's like a really nice van, but it's just a van. It's not, you know, it's got a kitchen in there, and it's got a little toilet probably, and a little bed. Oh, that's a big lizard. Dang, that's the biggest one I've seen. It's about, oh yeah, it's at least that long with its tail. The tail was longer than its body. It's just going. It seemed like the sand was too hot for it too, because it was like kind of hopping, jumping. So I would say, yeah, you know, your first rig that you get is probably not going to be your last one. So start cheap, start small, start simple. Basically start simple. Something that's gutted out is probably the best, because then you can add to it as you go. You can go to Walmart and say like, oh, I need this bench, or I need a mattress, or I need something to hang up on the wall. You can just go to Walmart, buy it there, and stick it in your rig. Buy a trailer, get like a cargo trailer is kind of cool. If you have the time and the know-how to build out a cargo trailer, then a cargo trailer is going to be cheaper than something like this. Of course, you know, this is used and old, so you can get a used old setup too for pretty decently. You're going to have some repairs to do. But if you get a new rig, a lot of times you're going to have some repairs to do too. Not if you get like a brand new, you know, a vehicle like a van or truck, you know. But if you get even if you get a new trailer, or even some of those Class A, those big bus things they're huge. But I mean, they break easier than like a solidly built vehicle. So I would basically start small, or at least start simple. I'm glad the reception is working out here pretty good. All right, you guys, we got 41 people in the live chat here, which is really awesome. Thanks for watching the stream. But we only got 17 thumbs up, so hit that like button. Help us out. Okay, so yeah, Tim said he's seen our Patreon video, and I was talking about that at the beginning of this live stream. I uploaded something that happened. I keep pointing over here because that's where it happened, right there. It freaked me out. And I shot video for it for a YouTube video, which you will see probably. It's probably going to be a week until I get that video edited and uploaded. But I shot some video and I uploaded it to our Patreon page. So if you go to patreon.com/gotout, you can watch it for free. But if you do sign up, it's $5 a month, and that helps us out. And you get to watch all of our exclusive videos on there. And I upload at least 2 a week on there, at least two videos. A lot of behind the scenes stuff, and then extra footage that I didn't put in our normal videos. I can't read your guys' names so well. Van Life Culture. Van Life Culture, did you send me an email today? Someone was trying to send me something, which is going to be kind of cool. I don't want to give that away either. And I thought it was Van Life Culture. So Van Life Culture says they love you and don't want you to be alone. And don't want to be alone. What states will you be in for the summer? That's from Carefree Highway. For the summer, well, we're going to be in Arizona still for a while, but we're going to be up in the mountains. But that'll still be springtime. In summertime, I'm going to be in the Northwest. So I'll be in specifically Oregon and Washington for sure for the summer. And that's usually the areas where I like to spend the summer. It still does get hot. Like we've been in Oregon where it's like, oh crap. At least we're in the trees, but it's like 90 plus. I think it was 97 once when we were up in Oregon, camping in the woods, in the mountains. Like, oh, so nice. I'm just waiting for summer to go back to the beach. Dang. Don't talk to me about the beach and rivers and lakes. When I'm out here in the desert, there's nothing. I was watching somebody's YouTube video today, and Their dog was in the water, like just being goofy, and I was like, oh man, that looks so nice. Like my dogs would love to be swimming right now. Lysand, hey Lysand, just jumped in. Have you discussed the? Oh, you don't give away our secrets. Come on. So Lysand is she must have seen the video on our Patreon page. I don't want to give it away because I want people to go see the sneak peek on our Patreon page. If you want it, if you want a spoiler, go to our Patreon page and you'll be spoiled. It's free because I'm gonna release a YouTube video about it. And let's put it this way: like I was pretty emotional when it happened, and I captured it all on camera. Coddle Wampy, Caddy Wampy. For some reason, it's hard to read the names. Oh, the names are like in a lighter font, so it's harder to read. But I can read your question. I wondered how people streamed and read the chat. It's because they read the chat on their phone and use their laptop for the video. I don't. I'm just using one device to shoot the video and to read the chat. Are you going to stay there all summer in the heat? Yeah, right. Last year, if you watch my videos from last year, I came to Quartzsite and I kind of I was stranded here because my truck had some issues and I had to find someone to fix it. And it ended up working out fine, but we had to stay a few weeks longer here at the end of the season, and it was hot. It was so hot. And if you want to see that, check out our videos from last year. And we ended up staying at Hassler's RV park, so I could plug in the air conditioner, and that was nice. But it was still too hot to go outside, like to take the dogs on a walk. I couldn't do it in the daytime because the ground in the RV park was just too hot for them. So we couldn't walk anywhere where they could go to the bathroom. And they did have a dog park there, but you had to wait till the sun went down basically before you could go walk out in it. So you don't want to get stuck out here. The cool thing was when I was stuck here last year, I could see I call it the dregs, you know, it's the people that are left behind. Or it's the hardcore people. It's people like me that are stuck here, and then it's people that are like, I don't care about the heat. They probably don't have pets, and they're used to the heat, or they like it, you know. And I kind of like the heat too. I don't mind. It's kind of fun to just be like, oh, I'm so hot, and you're just suffering out here. In the heat, you're like dripping in sweat, and then I have little devices, like I got a fan I could plug in if I want. I could stick it outside, plug the fan in. I got a little mister bottle that you pump up, you pressurize it, and then it'll spray. Oh, that sounds good. I should get that out. That would work perfect right now because you need a little bit of a breeze. But yeah, it's the hardcore people that stay behind, and there will be people out here in the desert all year round. It's crazy. And I've done it. I've done it with the dogs for a week or two, and then it's like, oh, we got to move. We got to move. So yeah, I will be going north very soon. Corn Cob says, ever going to show us Quartzsite Chinese takeout? We have bourbon chicken at ours. Well, I was thinking about restaurants today. For some reason, I don't know why, but I have not been to a sit-down restaurant in years. Have I? No, I haven't. Over 4 years. And as far as like even fast food, someone's brought me fast food before, and I didn't ask for it. They just showed up, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll eat that. Taco Bell. But other than that, I don't eat out. I just don't eat out. I don't want to. It's healthier. Sometimes I do crave fast food. It's true. And if I'm towing the trailer, I can't go through the drive-thru anyway, so I use that as a reason to not go. And then when I'm just driving the truck around, I'm like, should I pull into the drive-thru? I really want to. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad for you. It's really bad for you. Like, you guys see me drinking this right now? This crap is so bad for you. It doesn't have real sugar in it, but it's got food dye in it. Someone gave me these, which is, really nice, and I'm drinking it. I'm enjoying it. I'm staying refreshed. But this is the kind of crap that I do not buy. Don't get me wrong, though. Like, I do buy junk food. You can ask me a question about the junk food, and I'll tell you more about that. Okay, so some of you people are saying that you've seen the Patreon video, which is awesome. Yeah, go check out our latest Patreon video. It's free. Oh, someone sent a super chat. The Mad Camper, dude. Thanks, the Mad Camper. That's really nice of you. I can read your comment pretty well because it's like in a big yellow box. The Mad Camper says, "Hey, go, big fan." Oh, that's nice. Thanks, man. I'm assuming you're a guy. I can't see your picture, so I'm not sure. I can't see the picture just because of the glare. We got a lot of sun here, and so that's why I'm having to get like real close to the camera. So the Mad Camper says, "What drone are you using that follows you around, but we can't hear it?" I'm confused. Is it AI that you're using during editing? Thanks for your work out here. Good job. No, I don't use AI for any of my videos. Man, I've seen some people. Echo. Oh, we got a visitor. Got a visitor. Hey, I'm doing a live stream right now.
Just been wanting to meet you, man. That's all.
Oh, are you a subscriber?
Not a subscriber, but I watch everything.
Hey, that's awesome, man. I'm doing a live stream right now.
That's all right. I won't bother you.
Yeah, you want to come back and we can talk in maybe like an hour or something like that?
Sounds good.
I'll be sitting right here because it's too hot to go inside.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Daryl.
Daryl. It's cool to meet you, man. You know me. You see my channel, yeah.
Yeah. I'm Dodger.
He's under here.
Getting some shade and wind.
Yep, he's keeping pretty cool.
Right on.
Yeah, come back in an hour, man, and we'll hang out.
I will.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Only a few people have just like kind of shown up, and right now it's like fine, I guess, because I'm outside, so it's all good. Usually you guys like email me, send me a message first. So let's get back to the Mad Camper. And I was like, man, maybe he'd want to be on the live stream right now. Well, he was on the live stream. But then I'm thinking like, well, I have no idea who that guy is, and if he gets on the live stream, like it could get weird fast. But he seems like a nice guy. Okay, so the Mad Camper. So he sent the super thanks, and he wants to know about the drone. He thinks we're using a drone. Well, if you go to our description on the video, there's a link to our Amazon store where I list every piece of equipment that we use, all the RV gear, all the dog gear, and all the camera gear that we use, like this tripod that I'm using, a battery pack, and what I call my robotic cameraman. So if you've seen our last video and several videos before, I've used the same robotic cameraman, and I love it. And actually a subscriber sent that to me. So I kind of, you guys are really like, it's funny. It's funny because you're always wanting to know, like, oh, I want to know everything. I want to know your name. I want to know like what you do for a living. And now I want to know what's up with your robotic cameraman. I want to know all the behind the scenes secrets. And that's what the Patreon's for, is where I got all the behind the scenes. You can ask me all the questions you want there. But the Mad Camper, since you sent a super chat, well, I told you where you can go see the link. But yeah, it is a drone, and it is so cool. I'm so grateful that the subscriber sent it to us. I was so cool, so nice of him, because it's not a cheap device. The cool thing is it's tiny. It's so tiny, and I've had to learn how to keep the shadow of it out of the shot. Just because I realize like that kind of takes you out of the element. If you see the shadow, you're like, oh, I know what he's doing. Because a lot of times it just looks like I'm saying like it's a robot with a camera that's just following me around. It's just amazing. It's so cool. I love it. It is expensive, and I have crashed it once, but it's kind of hard to crash. You'd be surprised. Okay, I'm getting into your comments some more questions. Yeah, it's awkward when someone assumes you know someone you watch because they don't at all. Yeah, it is kind of weird because I mean, when does that happen? When someone comes up to you and they say like, I feel like I know you. And you're like, I have no idea who this person is. But being a YouTube watcher, like I was saying before, I can totally relate to that feeling. And it's all good because if people are watching you, I mean, for the most part, it's because they enjoy you or they enjoy what you're showing them. They like it. So the people that I meet at like just out and about at random, they're always really friendly and really nice. And I dig that. So I get it when they say like, I feel like I know you, because they kind of want to just say like, like, I really enjoy your videos. Like, I really like what you're doing. And so that's kind of the easiest way to say it. It's like, I feel like I know you. Or they say like, I feel like I know your dogs. And that's cool. That's, it's the power of YouTube. Man, there's so much power in YouTube. Okay, I'm looking at, okay, well, Cotty Wample is upset because I mispronounced their name, which I'm really sorry about, but I was trying to say, like, I can't read your usernames on here very well, but I can read your comments pretty well, but I do have to kind of get close to the camera like this. So Patrick says, surprised you don't use booties on the dogs there. I was thinking about that today, actually. He says, I'm more used to it, use it for hot roads and possibly glass and stuff on sidewalks. Well, I use booties for myself. But I was thinking about that because I saw a Dodger walking back from he was doing his thing out there in the wash. And he was kind of hopping around like, he's like, it's hot, it's too hot. And I was like, oh man, this would be a good time for booties. But the thing is, the booties are just going to make him hotter. And the other thing is, he would not like that. He would not like that. He wouldn't get it. He'd be like, I'd rather have hot feet than you sticking those stupid booties on me. So I've never done the booty thing. And when I say booties, it's the shoes that you buy 4 little cups with like a little Velcro strap, and you stick them on each paw of your dogs. Echo does not need them. Dodger's feet are more sensitive than Echo's apparently, because Echo will just lay down like the hottest part of the desert. He's like, yeah, give it to me. I wish these were brighter. Hey, you guys, hit that thumbs up button. All right, van life culture. Oh, van life culture, thanks. Okay, you are sending me a package. That's awesome. I'm super excited to get that. It's really cool of you to do that, and I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to add a new dimension to the channel, which is going to be kind of neat. I like adding like the robotic cameraman. It just adds a whole new vision. In that case, like a visual element. Sarah Jane, one of our subscribers, she bought us this microphone that I'm using right now, and this helps with the wind. Oh, there you go. Dodger's getting ready to go take a dump. He's got his tail up, but he's like, I don't want to go out in the hot part. So he might just do it right here. There's a little bit of shade right here. I would turn the camera so you can see him when he's done, but he might get in the shot here. I don't want to lose the reception if I do that. If I move the camera, the reception might go tits up. Okay, let's get back into your questions. Tim says it was really cool when you were posting videos every other day. Hey, thanks, Tim. Thanks for noticing, man. I was trying to do 3 videos a week, and I was doing that for a long time. And I'm pretty sure that's my plan. I'm going to keep doing that. Lately, it has been like about 2 a week, maybe 1.5 or 2 a week. It's hard. And I told you guys this before, the hardest thing is doing the thumbnails and the titles, because I really get hung up on those. I just feel like those are so important, and those take the longest for me. I can shoot a video and edit it. It takes 6 hours still, but then I got to do the thumbnails and the title, and then I got to do the description and the like links, because you guys are always asking about the products we're using. And that takes a while to do, and I don't like doing that part. Shooting the videos, editing the videos, like creating the videos, coming up with the ideas, that's my favorite part. And that's one of the creator pitfalls, is that as a creator on YouTube, there's so many different things you have to do and you have to kind of get good at, or at least efficient at. And some of the things are fun and some of the things are a pain in the butt. So that's usually what slows me down, is coming up with those thumbnails and titles. So I'm glad you like watching our videos every other day, 3 a week. We will be doing that very soon, actually. I've been experimenting with longer videos. Like the video I released yesterday was 36 minutes long. And let me know what you guys think. Is that too long for a video? Because I could have split that up into 2 videos. But sometimes I feel like you guys want to see the longer videos. And sometimes, you know, I get that. Sometimes I watch longer videos too. Okay, let's do a speed round here so I can get through, so we can get down to the bottom and then get to your latest questions. Do I ever go to the East Coast? No. Scotty P here with my new channel. Oh, Scotty P has a channel that's brand new called The Savvy Travelers. So go check out Scotty P's channel, The Savvy Travelers. I haven't seen it, so beware. And Scotty, I still have 1 beer left in the fridge. I'm probably going to drink it today. It's a dark beer though. So it's not the best for the heat, but I need something refreshing. Lisanne says, I imagine it is nice to have a place to get settled and do all the projects you've been busy with. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been doing, is projects here in Quartzsite, because all the things that I need, you know, the dump and the water, I don't have to worry about as far as like getting, you know, I run out of water, just take the truck and go fill up on water. It's really easy. And I don't have to worry about, you know, usually most places we stay, there's a 2-week limit. So you can just chill here and do some projects. Still got to put the solar panels on. I got to do the hubs for the trailer. Van Life Culture says he's got some land in Williams, Arizona, about 20 minutes south of the Grand Canyon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've camped there. If you're looking to hang out for a while. Oh, that's cool. I know, I was just looking at the weather there in Flagstaff anyway, and it's like freezing at night. And it's like, yeah, it's like 50 or 60 in the daytime. So we're headed that way. Actually, I don't think I'm going to go to Williams this year, and I didn't last year either. Jeff says, love the Costco fresh pizza. Yeah, watch the Got Out channel for more nomad cooking tips, right? Go to Costco, get a pizza, it's $10. It's good pizza. I'm pretty sure they only do pepperoni and cheese. I only ever get cheese, but I've been thinking about getting the pepperoni one. I don't eat red meat, but I could give the pepperoni to the dogs, and I would actually eat some of the pepperoni. That sounds kind of good. I always just get the cheese pizza though, and then ask for extra Parmesan cheese, and then you got packets that you can keep in your rig and add that to your salads and other food. Free Parmesan. Lisanne says, I love chips and snack cakes. What's your favorite junk food? Okay, let's talk about junk food. Because I was trying to be like, oh yeah, I never buy this crap. Someone gave me these. That's why I have this stuff. They call it zero, like it's 0 calories, but it's not 0 chemicals or food dyes, like, which is chemical. So usually I'm pretty good about junk food. Pretty good. And I have this tent in here. You can get a box of cereal for $2. And I was like, oh, you know, I think I want to go through all my favorite junk cereals, because they have food dyes in them. And I think I want to stop eating stuff with food dye in it. For the most part, I actually don't eat stuff with food dye in it. But I was like, oh, Lucky Charms. I think that's my favorite cereal. And then I got Captain Crunch Berries cereal. Oh man, That is good cereal. Captain Crunch is actually pretty good. But it's full of food dyes. I mean, it's not good for you. And you don't even want to know how many bowls of it I ate in one day. Don't buy that crap. I was treating myself. I was like, you can do it. You know how you convince yourself at the store? Mad Camper says he's 63. Hey, Jersey Gypsy. The Mad Camper. He's in St. Paul, the Mad Camper. So he was the one asking me about how I get those cool, epic shots where you can see like it's a cameraman basically. It follows me. It can follow me from behind or in front or from the side, or I can tell it what kind of shot I want to get. And that was a gift from one of our awesome subscribers. The Mad Camper says, I don't care about your name. When I meet you in person, I'll tell you my name. Like I'm a normal person. When I meet anybody in person, it's usually, exchange of your name. But here on YouTube, I'm just still about I want to keep a little bit of a level of mystery, What is this robotic cameraman? What kind of food does he really eat? Because he never shows his cooking. Just trying to make it fun, basically. I'm going to tilt the camera up a little bit. Okay, I can't quite read your name. Oh, Gray Menace. Nice having your spirit free, huh? Any good pizza place out there? Yeah, they say Outback Pizza and Silly Owls are the places to go, but like I was saying earlier, I haven't been to a restaurant or fast food place in years. So I'm not the person to ask. The only place I get prepared food is Costco, where I get the pizza. Which, if I think about it, probably in a couple weeks, we'll be going through Phoenix, and I'm going to go to Costco. So I'll be getting a pizza in a couple weeks. Oh man, that sounds good. I have stuff in here to make pizza, but I don't have any mozzarella. So I guess I don't have stuff to make pizza, but I have dough and sauce and toppings, but I don't have any mozzarella. And man, you want to buy mozzarella in town here in Quartzsite? It's expensive. It's crazy expensive. You go to Costco, you get, I think it's 4 pounds of mozzarella for like $14 or something. It might even be more than that. It's these 2 big bags of mozzarella, shredded mozzarella. Whoa, the wind is picking up. It feels good because it is kind of a warm wind, but it's kind of almost a cool breeze. It's not, sometimes you get that hot wind and it's like, oh crap. I've got a question, where do nomads go after Quartzsite? Well, mostly people are heading north, and a lot of people go up through, basically where I'm going, through Flagstaff, or they head out through California and go up the coast that way. You can go to Oregon, the Oregon coast. I watch regardless of the thumbnail and descriptions. Thanks, Tim. I know a lot of you guys, subscribers, I know you guys don't care what the thumbnail is in the title, but we're trying to attract a new audience. Like, hey, check out this video, and if you like it, then you might subscribe. So if I create a sort of a catchy or an intriguing or a thumbnail that kind of inspires curiosity in people, then I feel like that helps. We get a lot more new subscribers that way. The Mad Camper says, the best thumbnails, shocked, confused, and scared. Jeremy says, just joined, where are you headed next? Well, I'm excited to leave here now in a sense because of what happened last night. I got to keep an eye on my dogs. Okay, they're just right here. They're right here, right behind me. Dodger and Echo are right behind me. Because of what happened, it freaked me out, and I'm like, I need to I need to really step on the gas here as far as getting out of here as soon as possible. So I'm waiting for a couple packages and then we're gonna hit the road. If you want to see what happened before I release the full video on YouTube, you can go to our Patreon and you can watch a video for free. It's totally free. And if you want to, you can sign up for our Patreon and you can see all of our behind the scenes videos. It's like $5 a month and that helps us out so much. It really does. If you've seen our videos, then you know like how the Patreon helps us make more videos. It really does. But you can sign up for free too, and there's some of the content on Patreon is I make it free because I don't want to keep everything, you know, behind like a locked door. But most of it is. You should make it out to the East Coast. You know, I've never been to the East Coast. I mean, you know, I've been to like Florida. That might be it. You know, I just feel like, oh, it's so congested. There's traffic and there's no place to camp. There's not very much public land on the East Coast, if any, and not many places to bring a trailer like this. And I'm not familiar enough, and I just think about all the crime, you know, all the sketchy people. That's probably just a stereotype that I have, but I just don't know that area very well. And I'm trying to go out to these areas where I have a lot of space and a lot of privacy and basically no real like rules or anybody like telling me what to do or bothering me or sketching me out. So I feel safe here on this side of the country. There's just a lot more open space, a lot of mountains, obviously a lot of deserts. Lisanne says, I hope you eat more than mustard sandwiches out there. Yeah, I do. I really do. Today I had a tuna fish sandwich with lettuce, celery, and pickles and stuff like that. I'm getting hungry right now again. But yeah, I made that mustard sandwich because I was working on something on the trailer and I was just super tired and I needed something to eat while I was still working on it. So I threw that together. That's like the quickest meal I can make. The Mad Camper, hey, thanks for the super chat, Mad Camper. I think that's the second or third one you sent. Thank you. I'm Jim, by the way. Hey, Jim. Teresa says, I started watching you the other day. Pretty good guy. Like your mustard sandwich. Hey, thanks for watching us, Teresa. Let us know, you know, like what you like about our videos. You know, when you watch our video, go down into the comments and let us know if there's something you did like or that you didn't like or you want to see more of. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it because I kind of just do my own thing, but I'm always interested in like what people find the most interesting. I did a poll. The last poll I did on YouTube, most people said, a lot of people, I think it was like 60%, said they like to see nature more than anything, more than like the gear. And I think I put a few options on there, but the top one was nature shots. Okay, I'm trying to read this person's name. Oh, it's Corncob again. Okay, ever heard Call of the West? It was done by a California band. No, I haven't. Jersey Gypsy says, dude, we have a massive forest here in South Jersey. Okay, I'm sure you do. I'm sure there's great places over there on the East Coast. Away from all the North Jersey crowds. I have footage, but haven't put together any videos yet. Working on it. Yeah, you should. You should put some videos together. The main thing about if you want to do a YouTube channel, you know, whether you're looking for subscribers or not, you know, maybe you just want to show people stuff. The main thing about doing it is to just do it, just to start it and start uploading because there's a lot to learn. Scotty P is like, he's spamming his new channel. The Savvy Travelers, that's the name of his new channel. So go check it out. Scotty P's a cool guy. So he probably has a decent channel. But I haven't seen it yet. He says it's new. Old Man in the Forest. Oh, that's cool. Old Man in the Sea. I remember reading Old Man in the Sea. Actually, I have a copy of it in the trailer. It's a cool name, Old Man in the Forest. I like that. I don't like the clickbait thumbnails myself. Well, we could talk about clickbait at some point. Maybe we could do a live stream about that because that's a topic. Everybody has to draw their own line. Every once in a while I get someone saying, hey, that was clickbait. And so I try to push my own envelope because I do try to be really honest with the thumbnails and titles. But I need to inspire people's curiosity. So sometimes I do kind of tease stuff. But for me personally, I never feel like I get into the clickbait territory. But everybody has a different interpretation of that, and I get that. YouTube is full of clickbait. Yeah, I've watched some videos lately, and it's like, oh man, this is such clickbait. Man, Mr. Beast, he's like one of the biggest YouTubers, and he does so much clickbait in his thumbnails. You'll see a picture in his thumbnail, and it's not in the video at all, or maybe what he writes in the title or the caption in the thumbnail, and it never occurs. It's like it's so clickbaity. And so as soon as I figure that out, I just stop watching the video. I'm like, I'm done with this. Just like when I watch a video on YouTube and I'm like, oh, it's an AI. I'm like, I have no interest in watching an AI video, so I click off of it. One Man in the Forest says, okay, yeah, I just read that comment. Tony asks, how hot is it there? I think it's 92, something like that. I'll tell you what, in the shade, can you see Dodger? Oh, you can see him walking around down there. I took his brace off just because he's not really walking around, like around. He's just like staying right here in the shaded area and mostly under the trailer. And so I figured that would keep him cooler without his brace on. In the shade, it's pretty nice, and you can see, I think you can see, or maybe you can hear the breeze a little bit. It's pretty nice. We're pretty lucky. Hi, JD Rain. Old Man in the Forest says, add an over easy egg to the mustard sandwich. Yeah, eggs are expensive, man. You think I got eggs? Usually in the trailer, when I go to Costco especially, I'll buy, 4 dozen eggs. So I'll have 48 eggs in the trailer. But when there's no Costco around Quartzsite. You can go to Walmart, but that's 45 minutes away too. So I rarely go there, but I do occasionally. And if you saw one of my videos here, I bought eggs here the other day and they were $8, and apparently that was a pretty good price. Oh, the Savvy Traveler. Scotty P says he doesn't have any uploads or no recent uploads yet. Yeah, it's hard to get started. Maybe you have some uploads on there now, but you haven't done any in a while. The hard thing is, like, you want to be a perfectionist when you're making a YouTube channel. And so you put out a video and you spend a lot of time on it. Especially if your channel is just starting out, you're not going to get very many views. You might get 20 views. And you should be grateful for that because, I mean, I was making videos before YouTube even existed, 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. And you'd have to rent out a theater to get people to watch your stuff because there's no way you could get it shown, on TV. So you'd have to rent out a theater and then you could maybe show it to 50 people. So on YouTube now, you can make a piece of crap video and you'll get 20 viewers. Yeah, generally you'll probably get 20 viewers. Then the next video you make will get a little bit better and they'll start to get a little bit better. So you have to pump them out. I always tell people that are starting YouTube channels that you will not feel any form of success at all on your YouTube channel until you've uploaded at least 100 videos. They can be of any length. They might just be 2-minute videos. But at some point you want to have longer videos because it's mostly what people want on YouTube is, 5 or 10, 20-minute videos. We could talk about YouTube forever, but I know a lot of you aren't really interested in the creator side of it. How would you make money if you didn't have a YouTube channel? Well, we do get a little bit from ads on the YouTube channel. It works out to about a half a penny per view. Every time we get a view, we earn a half a penny. I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. I was working hard doing my own business when I lived in a house before I hit the road and before I started the YouTube channel. But that business was not something I could maintain living on the road. And living on the road for me is more important than having a lot of money. So it's working out, but you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. But it is working out. Things are slowly, very, very slowly actually getting better for us. Lisanne says the electric bike company doing anything to get that bike fixed yet? Well, yeah, you can see the bike back here. This is some behind the scenes. I talk about that bike. You can see it right there. It's an e-bike. It's like a $500 bike. I was so excited. And my plan was to take it to Burning Man, if you've seen my Burning Man videos. And they sent me that bike. They're like, hey, take this bike to Burning Man and have a good time with it and put it in a couple of your videos, as, that's usually what they want. And I worked it out with them and I was so pumped. It was awesome. But I talked about this on Patreon, so you can go there. You can see more footage and stuff like that. But the bike broke. It went tits up at Burning Man in a few days. And I had only even ridden it about, I think it was like 30 miles total since the life of the bike. And so I've had it for months now, this bike. I've just been traveling with it. So we're down here in Quartzsite and I contacted them. I said, hey, there's a part you can send me that I think will fix it. I've spent so much time trying to fix it because I told them I would make videos with me using the bike. But I can't do that because it's broken. But I feel bad because they sent me this expensive bike, and I guess in a way, like, they have no way of knowing, like, oh, is this guy lying to us? Maybe it's not really broken. I sent them a video and showed them that it was broken, but it's hard to say, like, oh yeah, when I hit this button, nothing happens. But I spent so much time trying to fix it. They said they were going to send me a part. I checked my email today, and they said the package got lost or something. So one of you guys said, oh, contact the company and tell them that it's not going to work out. Please send me a shipping box and a shipping label, and I'll ship the bike back to you. So that's what I emailed them that today. I said, hey, I'm traveling in a week. I can't take this broken bike with me anymore. It's heavy. It's heavy and it's bulky. It does fold up, so that helps, but it's still really awkward. It's a pain in the butt. So hopefully they'll, the idea is that they say, oh, well, you can just trash the bike. We're not going to send you a box and return shipping. But if they do, then I'll send it back too. If they don't, then I'm just going to trash it. Like I'm not going to throw it in the trash, but I'm going to find somebody that wants it and thinks if they think they can fix it, I'll just give it to them. That's the bike back there. That's the kind of stuff that I talk about on our Patreon, is like stuff that I think, maybe the wider YouTube audience wouldn't be super interested in. So I try to put that on my Patreon to not like bog down the YouTube channel with a bunch of kind of extraneous, behind the scenes, like some of it's not edited. Actually, most of it's not edited on the Patreon page. So it's not as flashy, it's just like behind the scenes footage for the most part. And then day-to-day like updates. Like the one that I just did last night when we had that scary, scary event happen. I posted that on our Patreon page, which is free, so go check it out. I'm just reading some of your guys' silly comments. Okay, see you later, Mad Camper. Thanks for the super chats, man. That's really awesome. That helps. It does help. It does help. Absorption or compressor fridge in your rig? You know, Carefree Highway, I don't know the answer to that question. But it's, what's the brand? Isn't it called, I feel like it's called Norcold. And it has a polar bear. I can picture the polar bear as the logo. But it's the original one from this camper. So it's 20 years old. It runs on propane, but it does also use 12 volt. The 12 volt is used to ignite the propane, when the propane needs to kick on. And the 12 volt is also used to keep, there's some elements around the freezer. I don't know if there's one around the fridge, but there's one around the freezer. I think most of the fridges are that way in the RVs, and that keeps the freezer door from freezing shut. So you do need 12 volt and propane to run my fridge. So is it a compressor or the other thing you said? I don't know. But I'm glad it still works, and it works really, really good. It works really, really well. Go Dodger. Oh, can you see him? Oh, he's right here. Dodger, you should go lay down. You should go lay down. Go lay down. And Echo's, Echo's like right behind me. He looks like he's dead. He's just laying there. Hey, this is awesome, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I was just like bored, so I made a thumbnail real quick for this live stream, and I thought, I'm bored. I got nothing else to do, so let's chat with subscribers, and it's fun. It's fun talking to you guys. Random Spirit. Hey, Random Spirit. That's good to see you. You know that water bottle that you sent for me and the dogs? I used it yesterday. I mean, I've used it a few times now with the dogs, and I'm kind of starting to like it. There's only one thing I don't like about it so far. Should I go get it? Well, you guys let me know if you want me to get it, but it was in my last video, and it's a water bottle, and it has this shroud around it, and you pop it out, and then you push this button, and the water pours out, and then the dogs can drink from that little cup. And then there's water left over. So to save the water, you hold the button and you tilt it up, and the water goes right back into the bottle. So it's good for saving water. It's also really quick to deploy, which I kind of like, because I don't have to get my separate bowl out and then dump the water in there and then shake the bowl. I don't know. It doesn't save that much time, but it deploys really quick. You just pull it out, you go pump, pump, and they're drinking, which is kind of cool. So I'm actually really liking it. The only thing I don't like about it is in my pack, it's a small backpack that I carry when I'm just out day hiking. And so I already have a water bottle in there. It's a little bigger than this. I guess I kind of need a smaller one now, because if I have that bottle in there as well with water for them, then they're not drinking out of my water bottle. So I could have a smaller bottle like this size. That might work. So I'm just experimenting with it, but it's really cool that you sent us that, because it's fun to like try new stuff and try to improve my system. So it might improve my system. So far I've actually really liked using it. It's kind of cool. And Echo took to it really quick. I thought, I'm going to stick this thing out here, and they're not going to know what to do with it, but they can smell the water once it comes out. They're like, oh yeah. Hi, Mr. B. Bruce says, thank you for doing this live stream. Hey, that's cool, Bruce. I'm just kind of killing time for myself, because like I'm saying, I'm sitting out here and it's hot. So I have to kind of stay in this spot of shade, which is actually growing now. I guess you can't see the pattern on the ground, but man, when it started just a little bit ago, I was like leaned up against the trailer to stay in the shade. So you're saying thanks for starting the live stream. I mean, that's cool. It's like, I guess you enjoy this live stream style or something. If you have a question, put it in here. So you guys are talking about your other YouTube channels in here, and I think the Mad Camper's saying he has a channel too. I think Mad Camper's a he. I'm not sure. So Random Spirit says, clip it to the outside of the pack. Yeah, actually, I have my pants. They have like clips. They're like, oh, you can clip anything you want to your pants. You know, there's a hook here. There's a loop, and then on the pack, you know, of course, there's tons of places you can attach stuff. It's got carabiners on it. But I'm the kind of guy that I don't like stuff banging around or attached because I feel like I'll lose it. I feel like it'll get hung up on a branch because I'm always like going through branches and stuff like that. So I rarely attach stuff to myself or to the pack. I will experiment with that though. We'll see. I think, you know what I did yesterday when I was out hiking with Mr. Echo is I had it in my pack and I can kind of reach back here into my pack and just pull it out. And that works pretty good. Because sometimes, you know, you don't want to stop and take the pack all the way off. Especially if you're drinking water for yourself, because you can drink while you're hiking. Man, I got so many hiking tips and backpacking tips. You know, things that work for me. We could talk about that sometime. How are you liking the new tires? Does the sound still sound good? It should. How am I liking the new tires? They're awesome. I mean, I haven't done too much driving on them. 100 miles, you know, to get back from where I bought them, basically, to camp. And then around on the dirt road here a little bit. They're awesome. I'm really excited that I have them. Because they're heavier duty. And they have so much tread on them. They have a full half inch of tread depth. They're not noisy on the road at all. They feel great. They feel really great. It's like having new shoes with like a thick rubbery sole. You like feel like, oh, I'm a tank. I can go anywhere. Rewards of Wanderlust asked, have you tried work camping? No, I haven't. I've talked to some camp hosts before, and I thought about it in Washington State at the state parks there. This was a few years ago, but it was like, oh yeah, they don't pay you. They just let you stay there for free. And it's like, well, wait, it's only like 35, maybe 40 bucks a night. So that's worth like, how much is that worth? Like 2 hours of work? But it's like, no, it's like I think it's like a 6 hour day or 8 hour day or something. There's a lot of hours that you had to put in. And I was like, that just doesn't make sense. And then there's certain kinds of work camping, you know, that would probably be better than that. But in this case, I was like, I'm not going to do that. Because if you're a camp host, then people come knocking your door. They're like, where's my site? Or that guy's at my site. Or this person's making too much noise. You know, they're knocking on the door of my rig. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want people coming by asking me for help and questions and stuff. Is your visitor on the live? I'm not sure what you mean by that, my visitor, but Carefree Highway, someone did just stop by here. I already forgot his name. Was it like Nathan? Or if you guys remember what his name was, let me know. I already forgot his name. But some guy just came by on a motorcycle and he pulled up right here in our camp on this live stream. And I was like, I don't know who that guy is. And I said, hey, are you a subscriber? And he said, no, I'm not a subscriber, but I watch all your videos. So my first thought was, gosh dang it, you should subscribe. It doesn't really matter if you don't subscribe. But if you do subscribe, then you won't miss our videos. So that's why I always tell people to subscribe. My voice is getting a little bit hoarse just because I have to talk for this whole thing. I wish one of you could come in here and we could have like a conversation. People would probably like to hear a conversation between me and somebody else. Old Man in the Forest says he's half a mile from us all winter. Oh, I guess I never ran into you. He's getting new tires on his trailer in the morning. Mr. B, do you have the same tires that I have? They're the Pathfinder all-terrain light truck. KOST Cost says that mustard sandwich would be a lot better without the bread. Oh man, you guys are making me hungry for a mustard sandwich right now. I think I have a couple pieces of good bread left. How do you sport yourself at your age? What does that mean? Oh, support. It must mean support. Yeah, how do you support yourself at your age? Well, the YouTube channel is helping. It is helping. So we have that. But the truth is that nomadic living it's a lot cheaper than it was living in the city. So overall, we don't need as much money. You know, obviously, I mean, if I was making the money I was making when I lived in the city, then I'd be loaded right now because I wouldn't have any place to spend it. I mean, here in Quartzsite, it's $180 for several months of camping, and then you get all your water and stuff like that, and dump service. So basically, the rent is super cheap, and then utilities, as far as like electric, well, we got solar power, so it's free. And that's why a lot of people do this lifestyle is because they're broke, and they're like, well, this is the only way I can live. And in my case, it's funny because it was the opposite for me. It was a decision. I wanted to do this lifestyle, and then I became broke. Yeah, I mean, you can tell, like, I freaking love it. I love this lifestyle. Mad Camper's gonna go eat a mustard sandwich. Bruce is a work camper in Ohio. Oh, Daryl. Bruce, thanks, man. Okay, I gotta try. I can remember that. My name's Daryl. This is my brother Larry. No, my name's Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Okay, I can remember that. You guys know that show? David says, I enjoy your YouTube channel and living a good life with 5 dogs. Holy cow, so travel is a challenge. Yeah, I can imagine. But I get out daily and post the river report on Facebook. Very cool, David. Get out daily. 5 dogs, traveling with 5 dogs. That's amazing. I wonder what kind of a rig you have with 5 dogs. I lucked out because my rig, it's a 20-foot trailer. And I have 2, fairly big dogs. They're like 60 pounds on average between the 2 of them. But we fit in there really well. We really do. And we have all this room outside, which is probably what you do when you have 5 dogs. You're like, oh, let's get somewhere where we can get these dogs outside. Oh, is that Daryl coming back? Oh, no, okay. See, I got these neighbors. I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream. You guys probably weren't here. some of you weren't here. You see my neighbors back there. There's about 3 rigs that pulled in, and they got a couple ATVs. That's what's happening right now. He's pulling his ATV in, like a side-by-side. Echo, don't get too interested. And so these people, they're actually pretty quiet. They do have a generator running right now. But I was telling you guys how I really feel like they moved too close. And this just happened a few days ago. It's a real bummer for me because I've been out here in silence. Even though, there's people, God, I don't know how far away, but they're pretty far away. Like, I can't hear them. And, I mean, I couldn't see them. Like, if they were naked outside, I wouldn't even be able to tell they're that far away. But then these people move in, and the campsite right next to me, and I'm thinking, oh crap, 3 rigs, and they got a side-by-sides and a generator. Luckily, they don't run the generator more than, usually it's a couple hours. Today, it seems like they're running it longer. They're probably running the air conditioner. But I've just been spoiled here in this spot. Oh, someone's talking about Braunschweiger? That's funny. Have you camped in Wyoming? No, but it's on my list. Wyoming and Montana are 2 places on my list. Randy says dogs are my joy in life. It's one of the best feelings. Like, if you go to a shelter and adopt a dog, there's usually a fee to adopt a dog. But in my opinion, and I don't know what the rebuttal is to this, but buying a dog, like a purebred dog from a breeder or a pet store or something like that, I don't see how that's a good decision in any way. Not just for like the dogs that are in shelters, like it's bad for them. But then also you're getting a purebred dog, and they tend to be less healthy overall. They have different issues because they're bred like in these weird shapes, and so that's bad. So you're getting a dog that's going to have health problems. And plus you're just paying for a dog. And the feeling you get when you pick up a dog, that's a couple years old from a shelter, and then you kind of give them a new life. And hopefully if you can give them a good life, then you feel really good about that. You feel like, I'm just looking at Echo right now. He's just so happy. He's in the sun, panting like crazy. But he wants to be in the sun. His eyes are closed. And he's happy. He came from the shelter. He cost like $200 from the shelter, from I think it was the Humane Society. And first dog that I saw a whole bunch of dogs that day, and then played with like 4 or 5 of them out in the play area. And he was the first one, and I didn't know what dog to pick. I was like, any of those dogs will do. I was just like, I just need a dog to hike with. They were all friendly enough, different shapes and sizes and stuff. And the guy was like, well, the first dog seemed like it was pretty good. And then that's what we got. I got the first dog. Dodger snapped at Echo pretty quickly when he was in the car. When I got Echo in the car, Dodger's like, get that dog out of here. So they had to work things out, but they get along. They totally get along. I haven't been to Palm Canyon. It's near here. I do want to go there. I'm not going to go there this year because it's just too hot now. I got to go when it's kind of cooler, because I can keep Dodger in the trailer and Echo could go hike with me. Mr. B says, yeah, he has the same exact tires. Hey, that's cool, Mr. B. I appreciate that you're saying they're good tires, because I did some research. I did a lot of research on tires, and the reviews seem like they were good tires, but it's like, I guess it's kind of generic in a sense, or it's the store brand. It's the Discount Tire store brand. And usually I would buy, something that had like a name brand behind it. The guy at Discount said those tires, he said they're made by Hankook, which I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he said. So I thought, okay, well, that's good. But I was just trying to save some money. I was stepping up in tires, and I didn't have a lot of money. It was kind of a last minute thing that I had to do because I was waiting. I was thinking I was going to have another 6 months before I got tires. So I was trying to save a little bit. But honestly, you don't save that much by getting the cheaper tires. Cheaper in price. It's not that different. But actually the tire that I wanted, I think was like $40 more per tire. So that would have been about a little bit over $300 more. So that's why I went with the store brand, because I was like, well, I need to save the $300. When do I leave the queue? This is from Linda. Linda, I'm leaving probably a week or two. I guess I'm kind of just waiting on a package now. We got 4 more days of super hot weather here. And then it cools down a little bit, 70s, 80s, which is fine. But I would like to leave now. I have a package coming in. So that's basically what I'm waiting for, and then I'll make the decision if I want to leave. I do need to do the solar panels before I leave. There's a couple other things I need to do before I leave, so we'll see if that gets done. Yeah, you should all go buy some Braunschweiger and put that on some bread. It sounds kind of good. Like I can totally smell that. Braunschweiger. I don't know if I've ever tasted it. It's disgusting. Newhart. Yep, you're right. It was Newhart. Which state do I have residency? I don't know. Maybe we should talk about that in a video. Because that's one of the nomad challenges, huh? Because when you decide to be a nomad, you're like, okay, now where am I going to actually live? Where am I going to call home? Like, where am I going to get mail and stuff like that? So that was a process, a lot of thinking. Yeah, Bob Newhart reference. It's actually, well, let's see. It was called Newhart, the show. Man, that was a cool show. This is my brother. No, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. So Daryl is a subscriber that just showed up here. I got to remember that name because he's going to show up back here probably any time. He said he wanted to chit chat, which is cool. I'm cool with that. Hopefully he brings a beer or something to drink. It sounds like David. Are you the one with 5 dogs in a Voyager van? Oh, I mean, see, I'm assuming dogs like they're big dogs. You're probably talking about small dogs. I love Bob Newhart, Daryl, and Daryl. Happy birthday, David. He says he likes the quiet too, but he does have close neighbors. I wonder if you're camping out here in Quartzsite. He says, I just mind my own business, do my thing. We get along pretty good. Yeah, most of the nomads, people, especially people that are full-time travelers out here, we're all in the same boat. Like we all kind of understand what's important to us. And, we're not the same. We all do have some different thoughts. But as far as like the idea of like living as a nomad, having your gear, having your rig, and maintaining that, security, safety, how do you travel safely? Those things we all have in common. And most of the nomads I meet are pretty cool. I met a couple guys the other day. They were staying at Hassler's RV Park. Chris and Chris I met, 2 guys. And so, I mean, they didn't know each other. I went there to meet up with Chris at Hassler's RV Park. And then there was another subscriber there, and he just happened to be staying, a few spaces across the road or something, across the way. And he saw me, and so he came over, and so we all chatted for a couple hours. And, cool guys. And it's like, oh yeah, we're a little bit different, but we're all living in these vehicles, and we're traveling around doing our thing. It was cool because they were kind of just starting out. They'd just gotten their rigs, both of them. And they're just kind of starting out. And it's just funny to see. It's funny to see people like where I was a few years ago, you know, like, oh, is this what I want to do? I'm going to stay at an RV park or a state park until I figure all my systems out and what I need and what I don't need, and until I feel comfortable enough to really go boondock. One of the Chris's, he had just bought a new trailer, similar to mine. I think it was a little bit smaller, but he was saying, he's like, oh, I dump my tanks every 2 or 3 days now because they have full hookups there, so you don't have to move your rig. Your hose is just attached to the sewer, basically, in your site at the RV park. And, you know, because he's worried about clogs and stuff like that. He doesn't want to wreck his new black tank. Whereas me, like, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the desert, no hookups at all, and I'm letting my black tank fill up at least 2 weeks before I even think about dumping it. So it was funny how he was saying, like, oh man, 2 or 3 days, and then I pull that thing and dump it. You have a clean tank that way, that's for sure. Look behind you. Melinda says she's looking to start the nomad life, but lives in Arizona, so not sure how I'll handle the heat. But I definitely will go to PACC shelter for a road buddy. Yeah, and if you come, I mean, I don't know how far you're into this idea, Melinda, but if you come to Quartzsite during the RTR, they have a women's RTR, and you know I can't go to that because you have to be a woman to go to the women's RTR, and it's a big event. They have like conferences, like a stage where there's speakers and stuff like that, just for women, and you can tour other people's rigs, and supposedly that's a really good place for new nomads if you're a female. So I would recommend that. You could probably find a road buddy there too. But that doesn't happen until next year because it's over now. Oh, you guys are talking about dogs now. When I get a new dog, we'll choose each other. Then we're both good. I wonder if Echo chose me. The first time in the shelter place, I put the leash on him the first time I put it on him, and I clipped his ear and he yelped. I was like, oh crap, I'm starting off on a bad foot. But he wasn't mad. Like, he didn't try to bite me. He was just like, oh, you're hurting me. Linda says, my girl is a rescue. She's a healer and loves traveling. Yeah, go rescue a dog. If you have a little bit of extra money and time and the space, so it's a responsibility, then go adopt a dog. Don't buy a dog. Go get one from the shelter or find someone who needs to get rid of their dog and take that dog. Okay, there's a poodle has a question, and they put it in all caps, so it must be important. I have a question for you. How do you feel about leaving your family, and how do you deal with the holidays? Well, I didn't leave a family. I don't have any kids or anything like that. And I do see my family, my friends, you know, kind of throughout the year. They'll come visit me, or I'll come visit them. So we do get to hang out. I have one good buddy, and he actually inspired me in one of the biggest ways because he was living out of his Subaru, and he doesn't do that right now, but he still has it, and he probably, hopefully, he'll meet up with me again. It's been a couple years. Well, I went to Burning Man with him actually, but it's been a while since we've been like boondocking together, basically. Daryl is probably watching right now, so ask him to bring you a beer. Okay, Daryl, if you're watching right now, bring me a beer or a beverage or something cold. Because I was like, oh, I could offer Daryl a beer when he gets back, but I think I only have one beer left. So I can't. Oh yeah, so David has 3 Chihuahuas and 2 big dogs. Random Spirit says her dog, Gus, grew up in a shelter, so he's overly friendly and came with zero manners, but he's learning. That's cool. I'd like to meet Gus someday. Gus sent the dogs some chews. They like them. I should give the dog some. You know what? I need water for myself. So let me go get another water. And we get a treat for the dogs. Oh yeah. You guys heard me. Get your treat, huh? These are from Gus. I would move the camera so you guys could see better, but I'm afraid we'll lose reception. I don't think we will actually, but I don't want to chance it. Because you've seen in the last couple live streams I did them at night from in the trailer, and I lost reception. It really sucked. Dodger. Come here. I kind of dip these in water for Dodger. I don't have to, but oh, Echo dropped his. As soon as you drop something, it just gets covered in grit. Braunschweiger is liver. Yeah, it is. I think that's what it is. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up here. Anna. Hey, Anna. Anna's Adventures. You guys go watch Anna's Adventures channel. I watched a short. She put out a couple shorts. The last one I saw was she was showing how Roxy can jump inside of her rig. Roxy's like this tiny wiener dog, dachshund. Oh, and she was also talking about being addicted to internet. She said she left a place, and that's a good thing to think about, to kind of talk about. Usually I have a cell signal at most of the places I stay. And if I don't, I can relate to what Anna was saying about really feeling like you need it. And I agree, I'm the same way. If I know I'm going to be at a place where I have a sketchy signal or I don't have a good signal, then what I'll do is I'll download like a couple TV shows on Netflix, or I always download some podcasts if I think I'm going to be in some sketchy area, because then at least I have something to listen to. But then, of course, that means I can't do YouTube if I'm in a place without a signal. So yeah, you kind of need a signal. And Starlink is probably the best way to go. But it's a little expensive, so that's kind of why I haven't done it yet. Yeah, Mr. B says he always has beer in the RV fridge. I only buy a 6-pack pretty rarely, once or twice a year. Once a year. Well, no, twice a year. I bought 2 6-packs this year. Random Spirit says she's trailer shopping. Just hard to find a used one that's been well maintained. We got our dogs from a lady whose one dog got her other dog pregnant. We took her brother and sister. That's cool. Hey, Space Prepper. I'm glad you made it. All right, let's do it. Let's do an advertisement. You guys ready to hear my advertisement? Sometimes when I do these live streams, I think like, okay, what's one thing that I can kind of basically promote, right? Like, tell people to hit the like button. And so I try to remember to say that several times throughout the video. So hit the like button. or, oh, let's see if I can get a few more subscribers if I do a live stream. So today, the thing I was thinking about that would be good to promote was what happened. I keep looking over here because I'm like, oh, it could happen again at any moment. Something happened last night, right before it got dark, so it was still light out. And the dogs were with me, and I got it all on video. I'm going to edit that footage into a full-length YouTube video, so everybody will get to see that. But if you want to see a sneak preview of it, I shot some footage specifically for Patreon, and you'll see exactly what was going on. So if you go to our Patreon, you can see that footage. And I made the video free on Patreon, so you don't have to be a paid member on Patreon to watch it. So go watch it. If you want a spoiler. If you don't want a spoiler, then just wait till it comes out in our regular YouTube video. But that's going to be probably a couple weeks before I get that video edited. Did he just find another? I think he just found another piece. Starlink has a 50 gig for $50 deal. Well, that would work really well for me. I do everything on my phone as far as like uploading videos, and podcasts and Netflix and all that stuff too. I use my phone, the cell service, and I don't use too many gigabytes per. I'm trying to think per month, but it's probably like 75, something like that. So it's over 50. But what I could do is if I could get Starlink for $50 a month, then I could kind of split it up. I could kind of do some stuff on my phone, and then it's like, oh crap, the upload speed is really bad. So then use Starlink to upload the video. That's the biggest hang up for me, is uploading a video. Right now here in Quartzsite, I can upload a video very quickly. It takes me about 30 minutes, probably at the most, to upload a video. For me, that's fine. Anna, you sent a super thanks. I can see that. Okay, I'm going to get there here in a second. That's so nice of you. I don't do that. That's so nice. Should I read your joke, David? Everybody go read David's joke in the chat. Hey, Bodie. Okay, someone called me Bodie from Point Break. I have Point Break on Blu-ray in the trailer. I have a Blu-ray player in there. I'm kind of old school. Like, you should see my collection of Blu-rays and DVDs. Like, I have a nice collection. I pared it down from when I lived in a house to a nice trailer size collection. But it takes 3, 4. I think it takes at least 3 cabinets full of DVDs in the trailer and Blu-rays. So I have Point Break. I haven't seen Point Break in a while. I know I really do like that movie. So I'll have to watch it and see why you're calling me Bodie. Oh, I'm excited to watch it now, just thinking about that. You can take the dinette in here. Most rigs have like a little seating area with 2 bench seats, especially these small trailers. They have like a little table that you put up on those metal sticks, and then you can take those sticks out and you put the table down, and now you got a bed. So I like to lay there. Every once in a while I do that. Turn it into a bed and lay there and just watch a movie. It's pretty cool. Well, Scotty P is spamming his channel again. He's like, I'm uploading my first video right now. The first recent video. Scotty P's got a channel called The Savvy Travelers. I'm excited to see it. I hope you're in your video, Scotty, so I can put a face with your name. Oh, can you hear? I guess that was Dodger. Dodger was drinking water. David, I agree. I love that sound too. I think about that a lot. Whenever I see Dodger drinking, I'm like, okay, don't move, because I don't want to disturb him, because then he'll stop. He'll be like, what? What's going on? So I'm just like, okay, just freeze and just let him drink. Drink, drink, drink. He's really good about drinking and eating. And I'm just like, I'm so happy that he's still a normal, healthy, basically, he's actually really healthy, except for his bum leg. And he's only brushed on one side still. I need to brush his other side. Like he's brushed so well on one side. But if you take that brush, you'll get tons of hair still. And then on the side of his body that he's not brushed on, like so much hair is going to come off. And so I want to capture that on video. And I just keep thinking like, okay, I need the perfect day. There has to be a little bit of breeze, so when I'm brushing him, the hair goes flying away, because that'll look cool, but plus it won't like get all over me. It'll like blow off into the wash or whatever. And then also I'm like, okay, today would be great because he'll be cool after I brush him. But for me to brush him, it takes a long time. And he has to stand up while I do it. And so that he has to expend energy. And then I'm expending energy getting all hot and sweaty. And I have to bend over while I'm doing it. So it's kind of, I'm complaining, but it's kind of a big deal. It's not like if you have a wiener dog and you're like, okay, let me brush my wiener dog. Okay, now what do I do? You could probably make a brush that was like a circle, like this, and it's got bristles going all the way around it, and just go, okay, Roxy, here's a treat on this end. She could just go through this like tube of brushes, and then she's done, because she's shaped like a tube. Speaking of Roxy, let's get to Anna's Adventures question. Y'all go check out Anna's Adventures channel. I'm sure you're all subscribed to her channel. If she put a question in here. Since you won't buy 2-ply. Oh, more beer money. Oh, thanks, Anna. That's really sweet of you. You know, I was just digging around in my toilet paper stash today, actually. Pulling out another roll of 1-ply. Oh, you guys are talking to Random Spirit about her trailer purchase. That's very cool. Giving her tips and ideas. It's a big deal. You know what I would say is, don't forget that probably whatever you get, there's a good chance that you may want to change it up later. I mean, literally like sell that rig and get a new one. I don't know why. For me, I guess I kind of lucked out. Mine's old, you know, it's beat up. The inside's in really, really nice shape. And actually all the gear and stuff works on it pretty well. You've seen a couple problems that I've had with it, but for being over 20 years old, it's actually really in good shape. And I don't have that urge to say like, oh, I want something else. I want something different. I think I lucked out. Because I could imagine, like, if I had a van, then I might be starting to think, like, ooh, it would be nice if I had an apartment on wheels, which is what a trailer is. It's an apartment. A van, it's like, it's a shelter. I could totally do van life, but I think I would probably switch it up at some point. And so if I had a different rig, you know, maybe a smaller trailer, I might be thinking, or maybe I had one that had slide outs. And I'm like, crap, I don't want to deal with slide outs anymore. So I'm just thinking, like, for your first rig, you know, one good thing is this is used, so I can beat it up a little bit, you know, as a new trailer tower. You know, you make some mistakes in the beginning. Then you don't have to feel as bad, you know, if I break this thing off, or I ruin this thing, or I scratch it up here and there, or this thing tears, or this hinge busts off or whatever, because it's used. It's like that stuff's gonna happen. It's not like you spent a ton of money on it. Anna, thanks for the beer money. I guess I gotta go into town and get another 6-pack at some point. Maybe I'll save that for Flagstaff. Because when I go to Flagstaff, then I'll be able to go to Walmart and I'll be able to actually get cheap beer. you know, like a good price. And then I can have some beers up in the mountains. I did snort. You caught that, you know? Oh, because I was thinking about Roxy going through my brush tube invention. Actually, that's a good idea. And you could just make it like a ring. So you put your dog in there, and the dog can't go anywhere but through all these brushes. You're like, come on, come on. You just do that for like 5 minutes, and then you hit this little latch, and the door pops open, and the dog can come out, and it's like all brushed. That's a good idea. It's a really good idea. There's got to be that invention has got to be already invented. Probably on Amazon. Go through my Amazon link. Click on my Amazon link to buy the circular brush that's shaped just like your dog. Randy says my female is a half a dog tall and a dog and a half long. What? Bruce, have you ever packed your bearings? Yeah. I've done it a couple times, and that's one of the packages that I'm waiting for right now is to get the new seals. I need four 2 axles, you know, so I need 4 seals. And man, learning how to do that, I got this device now so I don't have to hand pack. I had to learn how to hand pack, and it was freezing out, and my hands were like getting all like stiff. It hurt so much. I was trying to do it. I wasted so much grease. I did do it. It turned out just fine. But now I got the packer thing. You just stick the bearing in there, and you push this thing down, and the grease gets shoved into the bearing, and that makes it so much easier. It still takes me a while to do. I'll probably take 2 days to do it. I'll probably do one side of the trailer one day and then the other side the next. And you know, I haven't read up too much about how often you're supposed to do it, but my philosophy is a year. It's probably good if I just do it every year because it doesn't cost that much money to do it yourself, and then you don't have to worry about that going bad. But at this point right now, I think it's been a year and a half. It might be 2 years. I think it's been a year and a half since I did it last. And so yeah, packing your bearings generally is something you just do on trailers, not like on a car, like a vehicle, or if you have a Class A or something like that. I don't think there's bearings on those. Just so you know, that's like a trailer thing. You got to keep them lubed up. Anna says, my buddy texted me today and said Starlink is having a sale. I'm going to start getting 1-ply and save for... Oh, that's a good plan. And save for Starlink. Yeah, somebody in here in the chat, I don't know if you saw, Anna, said Starlink has a special or something, 50 gigs for $50 a month. And that I think that would be enough for doing YouTube, you know, as far as, yeah, you should be able to upload all your videos, you know, in a month with 50 gigs. And so I'm kind of thinking about that. That sounds like perfect for me. $50 a month. I don't want to pay. I guess you have to buy the unit though, and that costs like, last I heard it was like $600 or something. The thing is, my cell service, I'd say 70% of the time, it's like works great. It's practically flawless. Maybe, you know, 20 or 30% of the time, I'm having issues, and probably only 10 or 15% of the time, I'm like, oh, this sucks. And so it's really only, you know, like that 15% of the time where I'm thinking, I need Starlink. But then the other, you know, 75, 85% of the time that I'm using my cell service for uploading, watching, streaming, and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't need Starlink. So to spend a lot of money every month for something that I'm only using, you know, 15 or 20% of the time, that's my thought process. Oh, is that? Oh, shoot. Okay, you guys, I want to hit this button here. Tell me if I lose audio.
Power off.
Can you guys hear me now? Oh, I see. I think something did happen. I wonder. I had this speaker on. No, I think you've been getting audio from this mic, right? You can still hear me. It's kind of falling off here. Yeah, my friend said, take your mic and put it on like a necklace, basically. Because it'll look better. It won't wrinkle up your shirt and stuff, and then it'll hang in the right spot. I think that's a good idea. But I just haven't gotten around to doing that. So just let me know if you guys can still hear me. And thanks for hitting that like button, you guys. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, because you don't want to miss, or maybe you do want to miss the spoiler. If you go to our Patreon, you can get it for free. I made the video on Patreon free for everybody. There's an ambulance camper for sale at Quartzsite. Includes everything in it. I mean, if you want to buy something here in Quartzsite, there's a lot of buyers, so it's probably not the best place, but in a way it might be, because there's probably a lot of options. There's probably a lot of stuff for sale. But you might try just going to, you know, a place where people aren't buying the stuff that you're looking for, and then you'll probably get a better deal. Wonder why the titles of your video portray Quartzsite in a bad light. Kelly, I appreciate that comment. Why do the titles of your video portray Quartzsite in a bad light? I can't flip through my phone right now, but send me here in the chat, give me a couple of the titles that you think kind of cross that line where I'm talking about Quartzsite in a bad way. I kind of think I know what you're talking about, but I need some more specifics. I'm really interested in that, because that portray Quartzsite in a bad light. Like, actually, the video that I uploaded yesterday, on the thumbnail it says Quartzsite sucks, in quotes. And see, the idea with that was, and I think it even says in the title that I get this comment a lot. So that's somebody else saying that. I love Quartzsite. So yeah, send me a specific title or two here in the chat, and I can give you my thoughts on that. Your brush tube invention sounds like a boot brush upside down. Yeah, basically, yeah, you're right. It's a boot brush that's shaped to the body size of your dog, and your dog just goes through it, and you give them treats. You could even train your dog. You've seen dogs; they'll do circles. You just train your dog to go through it over and over and over. Do that 100 times, Rover, and then you get a treat. And you're all brushed. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Got my Jayco Skylark at 6 years old, barely used for a decent price. Yeah, that's the thing when you get the RVs, especially travel trailers. A lot of times people just use them, one season out of the year, and they might only use it, for a few weeks out of the whole year. So if it's 5 years old, it might only have a few months of actual usage on it. Yeah, slides can be a pain. My trailer doesn't have a slide, but has everything I need, and yet short length that I can put in any campsite. That's something to think about, is what size. You don't want to go too big, and you don't want to go too small. Oh, here comes Daryl, you guys. Let's see if he wants to be on camera. Should we put him on camera? Hey, Daryl.
I hope I'm not bothering
What's
you
up,
again.
man? Were you watching the live stream?
I didn't.
No?
I'm having internet issues right now.
I put in an order from you. I was like, hey, Daryl, bring us some beer.
How about a twisted tea?
Yeah. Do you have a twisted tea?
I do.
Do you have one for yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. Do you want to be on this live stream?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. Come back in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be done here probably in 10 or 15 minutes.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Okay, Daryl said he didn't want to be on camera, so I'm cool with that. That's why I always ask. But he did bring some drinks. I'm excited about that. If you can tell, my voice is getting kind of hoarse. Just because I'm having to talk forever. Mr. B says grease the trailer bearings every year. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm doing. I think it's been a year and a half since I greased the bearings last time. But I'd like to do it like once a year. Okay, but I want to talk about this the slide outs. I helped somebody the other day because they have slide outs, and then for every slide out there's an awning, a little miniature awning. Like you can see my awning here. This is almost the full length of the trailer. Yeah, it is actually. It's probably 18, 15 feet, something like that. But on these rigs that have slide outs, man, you get so much room inside, but then there's a little mini awning that comes out over the slide out. And so what happened was it was getting super windy. It was going to be windy the next day. And a subscriber that I met, he came by and he's like, hey, I need help putting my slide out or my awning in because it's stuck in the open position over his door. There's an awning that comes out over the door and it's electronic. And he's like, I know you have a ladder. Can we use your ladder? And so I got up on the ladder on their rig and had to pull this awning off. I actually almost fell. It was kind of bad. But I didn't fall. And we got the awning off. So when you're adding things like that to a rig, you buy it that way. But the more, especially electronics, the more electronical things you have, the more chances you have for breakage. And oh no, what if it freezes in the open position or the closed position? And now you can't operate it at all. You think like, oh, maybe there's a crank. Sometimes they do have little cranks you can do by hand. But some of those things, it's like, what do you need an awning for that comes out electronically? It's like I can do it manually just fine. I don't know. So you just kind of think about those things when you're buying. Like you don't need something fancy. Unless you're going to an RV park. Some RV parks, they won't let you go in, with an old trailer like this. Ability to pause service monthly is a plus. Oh, for Starlink. Oh, yeah, I like that. So you get the Starlink setup, you buy the satellite receiver thing, and then you pay $50 a month. But if you're like, oh, I don't need it this month, so I'll cancel the service or pause the service. That's cool. I like that. Because there's going to be months where I don't need it at all. Okay, I like that. I really do. I think Daryl was a little disappointed that I could see him riding out that way, so he must be a mile out there or something. He's like, man, that guy's still out doing his live stream. There was this feature here on YouTube that I found, which I didn't do this time. That's what I forgot to do. It was like, set up a goal with your viewers. I'm watching Echo right now because he sees something. Echo. So YouTube has this thing. It says, set up a goal for your live stream. And what it is, it's like, it says, you can say like, if I get 5 super chats, then I'm going to do a special thing. And I guess I have to announce it because I did that the last couple times and nobody seemed to understand that was happening. So I should do that sometime. Like today we got, actually Mad Camper I think sent us three super chats today. So I had these crazy pictures that I took of the dogs. And so I was like, well, if I can get 5 super chats, I'm going to show you guys these crazy pictures of the dogs. I got one of Echo that's it's so funny looking. Hey, Debbie. Okay, Debbie, since you got here late. Oh no, Debbie's actually a Patreon member. Okay, this is where I say, hey, if you guys want to see the Dodgers knocking stuff over there. If you guys want to see what happened yesterday, go to our Patreon. I made the video free for everybody, so anybody, you don't have to be a paid member of our Patreon to see it. You can see what happened. It freaked me out. You'll see more footage when I release the full YouTube video, but that's going to be a week or 2 away. So go to our Patreon and go watch that video. It's free. Yeah, put brushes on your doggy door. Then when your dog comes in or out, they're always getting a brush. Oh, that's a good idea. Especially if your dog gets like maybe stickers or like even just leaves and stuff like that that you don't want in your house. Okay, so now we're getting back to Kelly. Kelly was saying that I was putting Quartzsite in a negative light. So I asked her to give me some of the titles that she thought where I was like talking about Quartzsite in a bad light. Well, the truth is I love Quartzsite. I dig it. I mean, I make a lot of videos from here lately, and but it doesn't even begin to explain like how much I actually really dig Quartzsite. I love it here in Quartzsite. I really do. It's not that like I want to live here, and you know I do get bored here sometimes, like get that itch to like leave and go to a new place. But it's very comfortable. It's very safe. At least where I camp, it's very safe. It seems very peaceful to me. So the truth is that I actually really love Quartzsite. So if you're saying that I'm talking bad about Quartzsite, I feel like it's just a misunderstanding. So let's try and clear this up. So Kelly says, okay, one of my titles was Trash and Violence in Quartzsite. Well, if you watch the video, that's one of my most popular videos. And so the reason I put that text on the thumbnail is because in the video, I talk about I think 1 or 2 violent incidents that I had heard about in Quartzsite. And then I go show a pile of trash that I found in the wash. And I kind of dug through it because I was like trying to figure out, did somebody leave that there, or was it somebody's stuff that they wanted, or was it like trash? So yeah, if you read the thumbnail, maybe you think I'm saying Quartzsite is full of trash and violence. But if you actually watch the video, then you get a better perspective. But yeah, putting something that sort of triggers your curiosity or some sort of confrontation or conflict in the thumbnail or in the title, then that will garner generally more views. More people will click on it. And so as a new YouTuber, which I consider myself a new YouTuber, I'm trying to attract like a new audience. So sometimes I do kind of push the envelope, like as far as like intriguing people. Now, if you want to see some in Anna's adventure, she would probably say the same kind of thing about my channel. That I've heard her talk about my channel on a couple of her videos. She's like, "Oh, he's always into the drama," and so I do kind of try to push a little bit of the excitement, the things that will drive people to want to watch. Why Quartzsite is deceiving. I named it that. Yeah. That video did really well as well. And I don't know if you've watched the video, Kelly. So the idea is when somebody sees that title, then they might think like you. They might think like, oh, this guy hates Quartzsite. Click, I want to see why he hates it. But if you watch the video, then you see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the preconceptions that people might have about Quartzsite, and then what you actually experience when you're there. I mean, what I would say, Kelly, is, I love Quartzsite, and I want people to watch my Quartzsite videos. It's very hard. Oh, okay, so here's another one. I felt very unsafe in Quartzsite because there was a moment where I went into one of the stores and some crime was happening. I don't know exactly what, but it wasn't what I was used to being, living out in the desert, living out in nature. It's pretty safe. And when you go into a store and you feel kind of trapped in there, because the bad guys are up here at the front of the store, and I'm here in line, then I feel unsafe. And a lot of people watch that video too. So what I would say, Kelly, is try to come up with some titles yourself. It's so hard. And I'm not saying my titles are great or my thumbnails are great, but I try really hard at them. I really do. And you'll see me sometimes change the titles or change the thumbnails. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do. That's just the hardest part for me. Why Quartzsite is for lazy people. Okay, so Kelly, I think that you probably haven't watched my videos because watch my videos and you'll see kind of what the title that you're kind of having an issue with, what it refers to, But I really appreciate you pointing out your opinions about my titles and thumbnails because I need all the help I can get with titles and thumbnails. I really do. And every once in a while, I do get somebody in the comments that says like, hey, that was clickbait. And I appreciate that a lot. But here's the thing I know is that I've made a lot of videos and I've only ever gotten a few of those comments where people are saying it's clickbait. And so then I think like, oh, maybe I pushed that a little bit too far. And so I kind of evaluate because I don't want to do clickbait where people feel like they click on something and they get ripped off. But what I do want to do is I want people to want to click on something and then be satisfied and find value or some sort of enjoyment or entertainment or some sort of value. But there's no way to give them any kind of value if they don't click. That's how I think about it. It's marketing, yeah. Yeah, and I have a little bit of a marketing background, so it's kind of one of my favorite things. It's funny though that on YouTube I have a real hard time with it. It's very difficult. I guess it's because I'm trying to be honest and intriguing at the same time. And so there's this kind of balance that you have to find. And I know a lot of you subscribers, most of you subscribers, you guys watch probably every one of my videos. So it doesn't matter what the thumbnail is or what the title is. Just keep an eye on my dogs. Debbie says, watch the Instagram video. Thank you, Debbie. What happened to us? Okay, are we getting a little bit of a breakup here? Your next video will be commercial free. Oh, is your next, are you saying, is the live stream, does it have commercials popping up for you guys while you're watching it? Because I know that's something that I don't want. Let me know if commercials are popping up. I'm glad you put that in there, Anna, because I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're talking about, but it's reminding me that I've heard people complain on other channels that, like, why are there commercials during the live stream? So let me know if there's commercials like while you're watching, because if there are, I can turn that off. There shouldn't be though. I think there might be one like at the beginning when you first start the live stream or maybe at the end, but there shouldn't be during the live stream. We're talking about how dramatic I am. Well, I mean, come on. Like, I'm sure you can name a bunch of other channels that are more dramatic than I am. In my videos, we got to hurry this chat up because Daryl's going to come back and he's going to be like, oh, okay, you said you would hang out with me. I never met the guy. He just showed up here like while we were doing this live stream. But when I'm making my videos, I'm thinking about emotions that I'm having during the video and emotions that I want people to feel, And for me, It can be any emotion. Just like when you watch a movie, there's all kinds of emotions that go throughout the movie, and that's what makes a good movie. You don't want a movie to just be scary all the way through. You have to have, somebody that you like, somebody that you're attached to. There's going to be moments of like, I don't know what the word is, like all kinds of different emotions. So drama and conflict, those are heavy drivers. And you guys see that all the time. I mean, just look at the news. Just watch the nightly news. You want to talk about clickbait and like drama, just watch the nightly news. It's crazy. Sometimes I watch that just to be grateful that I don't watch it. Because it's just so crazy. Just watch the news for 30 seconds and then look at how many dramatic words they use on screen and in the voiceovers, and that the supposed journalists or reporters use. Just drama, 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 conflict, scare, fear, just fear. And that's why they do it, because that's the biggest way to get clicks, to get eyes. Matt AK, what you missed was you need to go to our Patreon and watch the free video that I uploaded there for everybody of something crazy that happened to me last night. And it's encouraging me to get out of here quick. How's that for drama? Daryl's going to be on his way back with the Twisted Tea. I know. All right. It's all good, not trying to start trouble. No, I know, Kelly. Yeah, it's totally cool for you to bring that up. I really appreciate that. And in fact, like in some ways, like I kind of agree with your point. And thanks for picking out those titles that you were specifically talking about, because it helps me. Even if I did disagree with you, which, like I was saying, I don't totally disagree with you. I would still find that helpful, because you're just giving me a critique into your opinion. And if I had a bunch of people saying what you're saying, then I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing something wrong. I need to make a change with like my videos, my titles or something. Is that Daryl? But if I only get, one person saying something like that every once in a while, then I know like I might be kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, but I don't have a problem with that. I think you should tell the truth what you're doing. If you have certain experiences at Quartzsite, then talk about it, no matter who doesn't like it. Yeah, that's what I do. I try to talk about and show the things that are actually happening. But then it comes down to the title and thumbnail, where you get like one sentence and maybe a couple words on the thumbnail, and that's where you got to choose wisely, right? Because if I just say, oh, it's beautiful in Quartzsite, nobody will click on it. Literally, nobody will watch it. Even a big core of the subscribers of the channel won't watch it. And it could be like a really cool video. I've done really cool videos. Go look at some of our videos that have like really lame titles, like the lamest titles. Those are probably some of my favorite videos, where I'm thinking like, I'm just gonna try to name this like real kind of generically, or like without being too dramatic, and see how it works. And you'll see like it doesn't get many views. I got some good videos that people haven't even really watched. It'll have like 1,000 or 2,000 views, where usually my videos might get like 3,000 or 4,000 on average. Okay, you guys, I'm going to do a speed round here because Daryl's going to be pissed. That's cool. He brought something to drink, so I'm excited about that. Okay, it sounds like you guys aren't getting commercials during the live stream, which is good, because I don't want that. I like your titles. They always intrigue me to see what goes up to or into. Your drama and cliffhangers are great, suspenseful. Oh, I do some cliffhangers. I love when I do the cliffhangers. And I usually only do that like if there's a reason to, something happened. It's like, let's do a cliffhanger. I like editing those because it's like dramatic and exciting. You almost have to use clickbait on YouTube. I mean, we could talk about clickbait, because you shouldn't use clickbait. And I know people sometimes call like those kind of edgy titles clickbait, but it's not clickbait. Clickbait is you click on something thinking you're going to get something, and then you don't get that. It's basically a flat out lie. As a single woman, I want to know the good and bad. Yeah, I always try to talk about the good and the bad stuff. The bad stuff is what people want to see. I mean, that is true. I'm glad you guys aren't seeing commercials. Thank you for telling me that. So I can keep the settings that I have it at right now the same for the next live stream we do. One commercial at the start, not during it. Okay, great. That's good. I don't even need to do the commercial at the start because, like I was saying, it's like I probably get half a penny. So it's not worth it. I'm trying to figure out like the standard settings I should leave the live streams at when I do them. Bodie does Quartzsite. Funny past experiences. Okay, yeah. Daryl needs to watch for his cue. Yeah, he said he doesn't have internet out here. And he said he didn't want to be on camera. I don't know if you heard him say that, but because I was asking him, I was like, hey man, you want to sit down? Well, you can be on video. You could do like an interview with somebody that I never met. Bruce, wow, you like these long live streams. I appreciate that. It's really cool. It's hard on my voice. So I'm going to have to end it here. You guys check out my Patreon. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed. Don't be like Daryl and not be subscribed, but watch every video. Do both. No, actually, I'd prefer somebody watch our videos more than subscribe. But if you subscribe, then you'll be sure not to miss our videos. Okay, you guys are funny, man. This has been really cool. Oh, I killed a lot of time for myself with the sun, and we have to sit out here. So thanks, you guys, for letting me. Oh, man. Let me put it this way. Dodger is in the danger area right now. So I need to go. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun. It really has. It's cool killing time. Oh, Anna says, I was saying offer an incentive. No commercials on your next regular videos if you get a certain number of super chats. Okay, yeah, I see. That's a good idea. Actually, that is kind of a good idea. I guess, I mean, I don't know if I can turn off the commercials. I don't think I can on YouTube. I think they put commercials in your videos anyway. That's funny, Debbie. See you later, Danny. All right, catch you guys later. It's been really fun. You can tell. It's been fun.